In one of my favorite movies, The Marvelous Mrs. Maisel, she had the best line in the world in her last episode that made her career in the movie.
I want a big life. I want to experience everything. I want to break every single rule there is. They say ambition is an unattractive trait in a woman. Maybe. But you know what's really unattractive? Waiting around for something to happen. Staring out a window thinking the life you should be living is out there somewhere, but not being willing to open the door and go get it, even if someone tells you you can't. Being a coward is only cute in The Wizard of Oz.
I feel this so much about every single decision I make in life. I want everything I do to be purposeful, to have meaning. If it doesn't have meaning, why am I there? And this is why I'm really passionate about like journaling. Even though I haven't gotten into it deeply, I still journal on my calendars, I journal on my phone, I journal on my laptop, I journal anywhere I can. But being able to brain dump, being able to bring all your thoughts onto a page or onto like any blank screen is very powerful, because you get to reflect, you get to tell yourself, why am I doing this? How do I feel when I'm doing this? Is there a way to feel better than the way I'm currently feeling? Is this part of my journey? Is it not part of my journey? Am I choosing fear over truly living life? As you have seen by the title of this video, I quit my job, and that was a very difficult process for me. I am not someone who quits. I am not someone who likes to give up on anything. I like to show that I am good at things. And marrying that with the fact that I am someone who wants to live a purposeful life was very difficult. It was not something that I was keen to do. But I seem like such an outwardly confident person, such an outwardly assertive person, that it almost seems like that whole turmoil was not going on, but it was. Would that stop me from doing what I want to do? Absolutely not. But it doesn't mean I don't reflect. It doesn't mean I don't think about these things. As a recent law graduate, I have dreams and ambitions to be one of the best lawyers that are out there. However, currently my journey is not towards the path of law, as I'm trying to hone my skills in content creation. I decided to take on a content creation job, or take on content creation jobs. I applied for a total of 5 jobs, and I heard back from 3. I got 3 of those jobs, and I decided to ultimately choose 2 to see how the path would be. The first one was completely remote. They didn't have an office, so it was relatively easy for me to do that. And the other job I chose was a 3-day on-site, a 2-day off-site job, and it was relatively fine at the beginning. And the thing is, I am such a passionate person. I love what I do, and I think that really resonated with my employer. I had a recruitment agency that brought my employers to me. So what I told those recruitment agencies was what made them recommend me for the jobs to begin with. And I said, no matter the field, no matter the occupation, no matter what organization it is, I am very passionate about content creation. I'm very passionate about just seeing brands being able to push themselves out there, to have an online presence. If a brand's goal is to create good top tier content and have an online presence, I'm your gal, and for the longest time, I've done this for free. Every single one of my friends will tell you that I've done this for free. I don't really charge. And most of the time, I've worked with NGOs when it comes to creating content. So I don't really see it as something sensible to do, to charge them. So knowing that I could do this for free, I was resolute that this was one of my passions. This is something that I enjoy. I truly enjoy doing. And so when I was brought on board, I started to like push out ideas. I started to say, okay, this is what I want, that was what I want. The particular employer stated that they would really love if I was proactive, if I could work on my own. They don't really want to micromanage anything. And I was like, sure, I love having ideas. I love executing ideas by myself. I love to know what you want, but if you don't even have any idea, because I know a lot of people are trying to make this shift into the online market. So a lot of them don't really know what is cool, what is popping, what is trending. So I'm confident and I'm comfortable when they don't have any ideas, I can help them with that. And so when the employer said that this is what they wanted, this is what they would like for me to just be able to work creatively, I was like, bet, that's perfect. Now, what I didn't understand, because I doubled as not just a content creator, but a social media manager. What I grew to realize, or what I started to realize, was what they mean by me being able to work on my own goes further than just creating the content. Even when, like, because as a content creator, there's certain things I need in order to work. And even before, immediately I was brought on board, I stated, okay, I would need this, I would need that. All these things should be at my possession for me to be able to do a good job. And they were very receptive to that. They were like, okay, yeah, just write them down, send them to me, you got it. First week on the job, I didn't get any of those information back. I sent a follow-up message. Second week, I've still not gotten any of those information. And it was so weird to me. It was such a weird feeling because whenever they would respond with enthusiasm. But all of those information, not answered, not answered. And it really broke my heart because again, I love to do this. I enjoy doing this. But how do I work when I don't have tools at my disposal? But the fact that I had to report to work every day and just sit there and not achieve anything broke me. I don't want to go into too much detail about what the company does, where the company is located, all of that, all of that. It's just minor details. What is the most important thing, or what was the most important thing for me, is to be able to provide value, to be able to show that, okay, I'm really good at this. And there were so many things in place. They were not able to make me do my job as well as I would have loved to do my job. I'd go to work. I'd go by like 9 or 10. I'd come back by 5. I did not achieve anything. I didn't gain any. I felt so depleted. And I am someone, when I was working in Lagos, I did an internship at an asset management firm. It was beautiful. When I worked there, the first 3 days of me being there, or the first 4 days of me being there, I did not have like a computer. I couldn't do anything. The best I could do was when one of my superiors went on her lunch break, I would then not go on my lunch break so I could work. I loved that. Or I would go on my lunch break, and then when I got back, I would work on her computer. I was so exhausted by it. Every single day, I would go to my superior and I'm like, oh my God, I need a laptop. Oh my God, I need to start working. I want to start working. And it almost seemed, I know I was so afraid of looking like an Ajayi over Sabi, I too do. But at the same time, I felt so exhausted. It's so exhausting for me to not do anything. Those 3 days, my boss could really see me. They could really see this girl she's not comfortable sitting around. And I wasn't, because every single person in that office was working. Why would I be comfortable just sitting around when everyone around me is working? And I was hustling and bustling, looking for ways that I could get my computer up and running because there was a little bit of a glitch in the IT department. Something was going on that made getting my laptop difficult at the first 3 days or 4 days of work. I felt like I was swindling my employers. I felt like I wasn't showing value, and they were paying me to show value. I didn't feel good about that. Immediately I got my laptop, work. At some point, some people were like, oh my God, she's acting all cool now. But when she actually starts to get work, she's going to feel how it is. And she's not going to want to do anything anymore. They were surprised to see. I was so excited. I'm so excited about work. It's such an insane concept. I know. A lot of people want to get paid without doing anything. And that is fun. Don't get me wrong, that's like one of the most fun things in the world, being paid to do nothing. But I love value. I love doing something. I love when I get my paycheck at the end of the month. I know that I worked for that shit. I did that. I earned that. It makes me feel so, so good. Again, living with purpose. Why would I be existing and all I'm doing is getting money for absolutely nothing? That is such, it's not a purposeful life. I go to work every day, I come back and I'm not achieving anything. Not a purposeful life. They were like, oh, she's going to get tired. But I didn't get tired. Immediately I got my laptop, it was work, 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 work. And I was enjoying every second of it. Immediately I was done with one work, I would report back. Is there more stuff that I could do? If I was corrected, I would be like, okay, yeah, I made this mistake. And the point is not to do anything perfectly. That's not the point of loving work. The point is to just enjoy what you do. So juxtaposing that internship with this particular job, I'm like, I'm not providing value. I don't see a point where I will start to provide value. There's no end in sight right now. Assuming this is like a first month issue, or still, I'm still kind of getting the hang of it, trying to understand the employer, all of that. I might be receptive, not even then, because what am I doing for an entire month and I'm not working? But it didn't seem like that. It didn't seem like that. Again, messages would go unanswered, meetups would go attended to. There's just so many things that I wasn't achieving. I would go to work and there'd be no one there. Insane. A very insane thing. And I fought with it. I fought with it for the longest time. And by longest time, I mean 1 month, because I only lasted there for 1 month. But to be there and to not do anything was felt stupid. It felt so stupid to me. The fact that I was losing money was part of it, but ultimately it wasn't the only reason. I can't be getting paid and I'm not doing anything. I can't be getting paid and my job is to basically force someone to give me information that's going to help me do my job. Everyone, a workplace should work like a well-oiled machine. I'm not supposed to be doing any other person's job. I'm not supposed to be reminding anybody to do their job. It should be a very seamless thing. And again, I kind of related this to my internship in Lagos, where immediately I send something to someone and they're supposed to get back to me, they would get back to me. And if they fail to get back to me, I'm like, hi, you failed to get back to me. And they're like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll do that right away. Immediate responses, because we're getting paid. Again, this is a job. I'm not here to hold your hand, you're not here to hold mine. I'm not here to cajole you to do your job, you're not here to cajole me to do mine. And I just found that ultimately I can't be in a setting where everything is not formal, everything is not standard, everything is not protocol. We're not following a set of rules, everything is just like, oh, up in the air, do what you want, do it how you want to do it. Oh God, it was so. I really fought myself with that. I almost went into the pressure. I almost went into the pressure, honestly, trying to fight that whole feeling. And ultimately, I decided, you know what, that's not for me. If you're watching this and any of what I'm saying is resonating with you, you might want to look into that job that you're in. You might want to rethink. And if you're someone that you haven't really thought about your job in any particular way, you're just doing it because that can be a thing. That it's possible you're just going through the motion of your job. You're just clocking at 9, clocking out by 5. No huge thought process going into it. You might want to rethink that. You might want to sit down, put pen to paper, and think, why am I here? And as hard as it is to believe, because we are in an unemployment crisis, a lot of people are not getting jobs. As difficult as it is, there's still platforms that help you get a job. Especially if you're someone that has graduated and you're really passionate about something, you can easily do your research. There's Indeed, there's Jobberman, there's Fiverr, like there's so many sites. You can even go online and cold call people. I've gotten a job by just messaging someone on Instagram. That can be a thing, and if you're someone and you feel like the job you want to do, you're not skilled at it, give yourself a month. Learn on YouTube. YouTube is free, Jama'a. YouTube is a free platform where you can learn any skill in the world. You can get contacts. Use your AI, even though AI is becoming so controversial these days. Use all the tools at your disposal to learn that skill that you want to learn, get better at it, and apply for the jobs you want. Have your pick of them, because again, I only applied for 5 jobs and I got like 3 of them. And it's not like I didn't even use the fact that I had graduated. I was just someone who was good at my job, and I didn't even have like an insane portfolio. So what stops us a lot of the time is decision paralysis, believing that we want everything to be perfect, everything has to be just the right timing. All of that kind of hurts us. Just go, just do it. Honestly, permit me to to quote Nike for a second, you gotta just do it. As I have recently graduated from law, I am expecting to go to law school by next year. So I have a year to do this content creation thing, to do this internet social media thing. I cannot waste that time. I cannot use that time not I cannot not use it judiciously. I have to be very judicious about my time. So what do I look like? Spending an extra month in a job that I'm not comfortable in, that I don't feel good in. And yes, this may have something to do with being comfortable where I am, not being pushed. But this is the perfect age where I am not pushed. There's no force. I'm not trying to raise a family. I'm not trying to be responsible for anyone. There are people that are responsible for me. And knowing that gives me this calm to like, okay, let me figure this out. Because there will be a time where I would be solely responsible for myself. So why would I waste time, valuable time, doing this thing? And ultimately, we hear time is money, time is money, time is money. The more time you waste at a job that you do not love is just sad at the end of the day. So reevaluate. Again, not saying you should up and quit your job, because this was a really tough time for me. Not saying anybody should up and quit their job, but just think, do I really like this job? Is there any job that gives me more joy to do? Is there any way I could be better at this job? Am I just going through the motion? There are times where you need to take courses, where you need to advance yourself academically in order to be better at this job, but just living purposefully, knowing that every single second I spend on this planet is one that means something to me. And sometimes that's sleeping, sometimes that's reading a good book, and sometimes that's like being really great at your job. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate every second that you spent here, and I hope you've gotten something from my story, and I hope I've been able to help you rethink the decisions that you're making. If you did enjoy it, or if you have any questions, leave a comment down below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, share with your friends and family, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye.